Hi, this is Kimberly Ward with Transpersonal Energy Healing Therapy. And today I'm offering you tip number 1 from our series, 7 Days of Trauma Recovery Tips. Today's tip is to limit your exposure to the bad news. I'm recommending that you start by limiting your media exposure. Allow yourself to watch videos or read about the news only twice per day. And next, I suggest that you limit your exposure to people that are fixated on this bad news, especially those people that are caught up in the problem and not the solution. Now, the reason why you should limit exposure is because bad news and disasters can be very addicting and actually change your brain. Bad news stimulates our survival response. Now, when we first become aware of a threat or a disaster, the amygdala is triggered. The amygdala is the part of the brain that's responsible for initiating the fight or flight response and also the freeze response when we feel totally overwhelmed. Actually, the autonomic nervous system and the amygdala in the brain starts the survival fight or flight physiology before our thinking brain comes on board. Now, in other words, the survival response starts in our physical body, and then we analyze and interpret the information via the prefrontal cortex in our brain that can use reason and logic. And when we fixate on bad news, we stimulate that fight, flight, freeze response. And then if we continue to expose ourselves to that bad news, our body will remain in the survival physiology, which limits our ability to use our prefrontal cortex and reasoning brain. And then it distorts our perceptions of reality at the very time that we need it the most. In fact, extended exposure to stress, including the bad news, will cause the amygdala to become hyper-reactive, causing a decreased tolerance to stress, so when we get triggered more easily by less dangerous things. So if you find yourself stuck in a trauma response and you're emotionally triggered by the bad news or disaster and you can't seem to calm or get back into the logical reasoning thinking, here's a 3-step process that we use in transpersonal energy healing therapy that you can use to calm your system. So step 1 is stop and see. Just look around you. Is it safe? Make sure that it is, and once you're sure that it's safe, begin to regulate out of intense emotion by seeing something pleasant in your environment. Find something that evokes a sense of calm within you. Notice it in detail and how it makes you feel when you're looking at it. So for example, it could be a picture on your wall or a tree outside the window. This is called orienting to the present moment, providing to your body that it's safe in the present moment. Now, step number 2 is sigh and smile. Let your body feel the reality of the fact that you are safe. Exhale very slowly because slower exhales stimulate the calming parasympathetic response. Next, smile slightly. This stimulates the release of the hormone oxytocin, which is the feel-good hormone. And it shifts the body from the survival response to the parasympathetic calm response. And step 3 is step and tap. Tapping your feet on the floor grounds your energy. And next, you can cross your hands over your lap or over your chest and tap your palms. Now, this connects and engages both sides of the brain and will help you to soothe your system. Now try staying with each of these steps for a few minutes and you will feel much more regulated, calm, and in charge. Well, I hope you found this helpful. You can click on the link that we've provided below to download a handout with an explanation of the 3-step process. Thank you so much for watching and stay tuned for tip number 2.